How's it going, everybody? This is BeatTheBush. Today, I'm going to talk about 10 things that I used to buy that I do not buy anymore. The first thing is a juicer, and I will no longer buy one because I don't want to absorb all those fruit juices. It's a lot of sugar in it, and when it's in juice form, your body tends to absorb it a lot quicker, therefore giving your body a kind of shock. Versus if you just eat the fruit itself with all that fiber, it's going to absorb it a lot more slowly. So it's actually healthier for you to eat all that fiber along with the juice instead. So these days, if I want orange juice, I just eat an orange instead. If I want pear juice, I'm gonna eat the pear. The second thing I will not buy is almond milk from the supermarket. If you ever try to look up how much almonds is in one of those cartons of almond milk, they will not tell you. If you go and make your own almond milk with actual real almonds, what is in your almond milk? It's just almonds and water. That's how I make it. And you know, every single teaspoon, it's gonna have about 1 almond in it. So this is gonna be a lot more healthier for you. They're not gonna put in all these chemicals. Just look at the ingredients in it. I think they mostly have carrageen and some sort of something gum or whatnot. The third thing is the latest gadgets. And I wanna give you an example of how often I update my gadgets. I still have a GoPro Hero 4. Being a content creator, I sort of kind of need video cameras, right? To keep on updating, make better and better videos. So you could kind of say I really need a better GoPro, and I kind of do, but then you can see that I kind of lag behind in terms of upgrading every single generation. So if you try to upgrade right when every single item comes out and you do it every single year, it's going to cost you a lot more. So I had the Hero 4, the 5 came out, the 6 came out, now we have the 7. So I skipped 3 generations so far, and if you get it sometime after they release it, it's going to be cheaper. And due to not me being in those upgrade cycles, I completely saved money on not buying those cameras at all. The fourth item that you should be very careful about is any kind of electronic item that would see the sun or be near water. Usually with these things, with enough exposure to the sun or water, they tend to get damaged very quickly, and they do not last very long. The fifth thing is game consoles. I used to play a lot more. I used to buy game consoles and whatnot, and I agree, it's very entertaining. It might be a function of age or whatnot, but as I grow older, I start to realize every minute that I spend playing that game, I am not spending time doing something more constructive, something where I'm learning. Yes, people argue that you can learn a little bit, you can learn certain skills, but at the rate of you learning in a video game is like you can spend 100 hours on a video game, but then you only need to spend like 5-6 hours to learn the same skill outside of that game. The sixth thing is restaurants. A lot of people like to go to restaurants because you're getting served, but you have to think about it in terms of health reasons and also the cleanliness factor. When you go to a restaurant, you're basically trusting the entire staff to the health of your food and also the cleanliness of your food. What will happen to your food if they are preparing it and they know no one is looking? For example, they go to the restroom, they're not going to have cameras there that enforces that they're going to wash their hands. They're not going to have cameras, maybe even in the kitchen. Maybe they just kind of dropped it on the floor or something, and someone stepped on something outside and they're just walking all around on the kitchen floor anyway. Versus at home, when you're preparing something, if you drop something and if you're not comfortable with 1, 2, 3 rule or 10-second rule even, then you can actually rinse it or even throw it away. The seventh one is processed food, and I name this all the time. Whenever I go to the supermarket, I'm like there ticking the ingredients list and I'm studying it. I turn it over to the back and I read all the stuff, and usually there's a lot of stuff I cannot pronounce what they are. Not to say that they're all bad, but what I feel like is if you can avoid most of it most of the time, let's say 99% of the time, it's actually probably going to be better for your health. You're not eating all these sort of man-made chemicals, all these stuff that sort of act as a preservative, but it serves no nutritional content. Processed food generally have a lot more fat, salt, and sugar. So those things, I would just skip over most of those things. Not to say that I can skip over all of it. Sometimes I need to, have a bag of chip or something once. I don't know. Last time I had it was like a month or 2 ago or something. It was a long time ago. The eighth thing you want to consider is not getting a car wash anymore. Does it really matter that your car is kind of dirty looking? I mean, next time when the rain comes, it's going to just kind of drip off anyway. To me, this is all very similar to this Sisyphus thing. Pushing this ball up the hill and then it all comes back down every single time. This is similar to a car wash. You know dirt's gonna get on it anyway. So you can save time by just not washing it because it's gonna get dirty anyway, and then the rain's gonna come. So not washing it, it's kind of like being okay with it in a dirtier average state. If you're okay with this, then you can save time. If you don't have loads and loads of money, if you're not retired yet, then you don't have to spend that money on the car wash. Leave it dirty. The ninth thing is not what you think it is. I'm not saying to not buy it at all, but shampoo, conditioner, toothpaste. For a while, I used to feel like, oh, I'm gonna run out. Let me keep on buying it. I just keep on going to the stores and, you know, I have a lot of stock of it. And sometimes you might go, you know, I don't like this smell, this scent on this shampoo or whatnot. And I just decided one day to not buy any of those and just use up all the stock that I have, including any kind of hotel samples, any kind of, you know, little tiny jars of toothpaste. Just use it all up. Just make it so that I have nothing left. And just from doing this, I haven't really bought shampoo, conditioner, and toothpaste for over a year. The 10th thing is harsh cleaners. Whenever I go to the store, they have like aisles, like 2 or 3 aisles worth of cleaners. Bathroom cleaner, all kinds of cleaners for, you know, your stovetop, cleaners for your couch, cleaners for tiles or something, like a different kind of chemical for everything. The thing that really pushed me to not want to buy any of that is because one time I had this thing, it's like a green colored spray, and I just sprayed it. And every single time I used it, my throat started hurting, and, you know, it felt congested because after I spray it, it will aerosolize everything. And no matter how far I try to get away from it, I somehow get some of it in the back of my throat anyway. And this kind of made me realize, oh my gosh, you know, probably most of these cleaners, they're gonna have some sort of aerosolization, and then I'm gonna breathe it in. And I bet you this is not going to be very good for you. So these days I use them so minimally. I'm just using up what I have already, and I try to never use the spray kind. And just from doing this, I haven't bought any kind of cleaners for several years already. Bonus content here, sometimes you might want to have a bonfire. Sometimes you want to go camping and you need to start a fire somehow, right? Instead of going to the store to buy those little fire starter things, just save all that lint from your dryer. This is what I do. I have a huge bag of it, and every time I know I need to start a fire, I bring like a little clump of it. Those things really starts fire. You just kind of light those up and then they burn for quite a long while. So just from there, you don't have to buy fire starter. Thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to let me know in the comments if you like this new format. I have a lapel mic over here instead of this big mic. I hope this sounds okay. Let me know what you think down in the video comments down below. Don't forget to give me a like, push that subscribe button, ring that bell icon.